Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. We are so excited to be with Hen Gee, CEO of Final Level Music, taking it up to a whole nother level. He goes way back. We work with tons of artists, the top name, Ice-T, the list just goes on and on. I'm going to let him share some of the secrets of how he not only got into the business, but is taking it over and helping take other artists to that next level. Welcome.
Doctor.
Pleasure.
Pleasure meeting you, yeah. Well, my name is Hen Gee. Brother of DJ Evil E, Ice-T's DJ.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first hooked up with Ice-T when it comes to the rap stuff. So like in the early 80s, we relocated from New York City and came over here because New York City was kind of cold, so our parents wanted to relocate. So when we got here, you know, I was in 11th grade, Evil was in 12th. We played for a high school, Bell High School, which was next door to Cypress Hill. They were younger. They kind of seen us on the block when we were making noise when we brought Ice-T from Los Angeles to the Latino community, which is Cudahy next to Southgate. So, you know, that was the beginning. You know, we got down with Ice-T and Ice came to our house in Cudahy and said, we met him, I'm going all over the place. We met him at the Veterans Auditorium with Uncle Jam's Army. These are iconic production companies in the beginning of LA. Uncle Jam's Army. Bobcat came out of there, which DJ'd for and made music for LL Cool J, the Bomb Squad, a bunch of other cats that DJ for the LA Posse, DJ for LL Cool J and Public Enemy. You know, a lot of those cats were the beginning, early LA, but Evil and I were the New York sound, so we kind of came and gave LA that East Coast type vibe. You know, when we met Ice-T, he came over to our house and he was rapping and we were rapping, and Ice had the famous group today known as Body Count with him. Those are his homeboys before they were Body Count. So we were just chilling at the crib, small little apartment, and then Ice said how I sound, and then we said you sound like a pimp, player, hustler. Then Ice said, you know, we sounded like those street guys because of the culture of the East Coast. So that's how it started. But Ice gave Evil and I a break in the beginning because we did our first wax on Electra Records, where Kid Frost was introduced us to, and Dave Stortz. And Peebo worked at Thump Records. Thump Records was the first Chicano. There's a lot of history in this.
Exactly. So let's roll it back a little bit because you've unpacked so much. So let's talk though a little bit about what you were doing in New York even before you guys came to LA. Give us a little bit of the flavor at that time. This has been late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, it was like early. We was the Cutmaster crew out there in New York City, Weeksville Projects, home, and the community of the real 50 Cents. You know, the Gangster, Demencio, Big Lou, Monk. Those are a lot of guys that you see in the Paid in Full movies that Jay-Z and them reproduce, showing the New York cats like the Freeway Wicks of New York. So, you know, we were over there around all of those cats, and we was rocking, and we was kind of like the first generation hip hoppers in Brooklyn in a sense. So we relocated after we made noise out there over here to LA. We were crying when we left because we did not want to leave the projects. We didn't know anything else but the projects.
And musically, let's just give people a little bit of flavor of the style. We're talking about the old way of doing things, of which now still has a lot of history and appreciation. Turntables, we were doing the mixing, scratching ourselves, making a lot of sounds that you didn't have beat machines that could do it.
Looking for the vinyl. We had to look for vinyl in the middle of the record, see where the beat is at. You have to look for it. Those are the creators, the real producers, because they went into records. You could say rock and roll records that had like Walk This Way, Run DMC. You know, the beat, the hip hop was all in the middle of different songs, so we had to go search for that. That was hip hop in the intro. You know, 4 elements of it, of course. You know, there's graffiti, there's rapping, there's DJing, and there's breakdancing. Yes, those are the 4 elements. So, you know, we're the founding fathers, we could say, of West Coast, the culture of hip hop alongside Ice-T. And all due respect to Dr. Dre and all of them, because, you know, we family played in the same turf, but they were doing the Wrecking Crew prior to us. They were with Lonzo and Compton, so we gave it that rough edge. And the media called it gangster rap. But it was rap. So Ice rode along with it and said, gangster rap? Okay, cool. We'll call it gangster rap.
So let's unpack then that next phase. So you're kind of bringing that type of sound here. What are some of those unique elements that you felt? Here are some things that I started to add in that really maybe weren't there, or at least in the records that people were hearing in LA versus in New York.
LA is a totally different sound because LA played a lot of faster stuff. You know, they was playing They were playing Clear, the record Clear,
Right.
Debbie Deb. You know, they had different, like, it was more faster, more like dance in a sense, you know. They had a few rap records early. You know, Ice-T had Cold Wind Madness.
Right.
Those that don't know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced that. That was early. That's before they had the Janet and the Prince situation.
Right.
So, and there was rapping Duke. He was out here, Before all of this was Schoolie D. He started the gangster stuff with PSKs for making that green. People always say, what the hell does that mean? P is for the people that can't understand how one homeboy became a man. PSK, just look it up. Schoolie D, that's where Ice-T got 6 in the morning from. And then 6 in the morning gave the influence for Dre to give Boys in the Hood. So it sounds like 6 in the morning. So we were you could tuck that in there. Like, that's the forefront of this gangster rap stuff out here.
Sure. What are the things that you were starting to notice that you could start to bring music, in this case, to that next level, literally?
Well, me, I was a kid. I didn't know. I just moved around and did a lot of parties. So due to the fact that Evil and I are from Honduras, so the Latino community is what we kind of capitalized on because we lived in that area.
Right.
So well, we were the guys that really came in, and then you could listen to a lot of disco and dance DJs, because there were like about 10 DJs, because what it was about back in the days is about the DJs bringing their audience. Right. So they'll get 10 DJs, and then each DJ, their crowd is in there screaming for them. It's like a battle rap type situation. But when Evil and I came, our thing was to pump the crowd and make them dance. So ours was totally different, even though the music we slowed down a little bit, but it was more so entertainment within the 15 minutes that we had DJing with all the other DJs on one flyer.
Right,
you know how that works.
Sure,
they put all of them on the fly to get all their audience in there, pay them a little something, and then they rock their audience. Some of them will stay there and become fans and what have you, and stuff like that.
What are some of the next things you started to notice after working with T and things like that, in terms of some of the artists that came to you as well?
Well, a lot of artists came to me because Ice-T and Evil Lee. Ice went to Europe. He went on tour and told me that he couldn't take me to finish school. Right. That was the best thing that happened, but I was pissed off. Okay. So what I did was hooked up with Tony Gonzalez. Tony G, he introduced me to Greg Mack, and I was on the radio on K-Day, because I knew everybody. It was like this black guy DJing in front of a gang of Latinos in a club called Casa Camino Real in Los Angeles near the Staples Center. So we hooked that up, and I'm the one that basically was the one that engaged the black community with the Latino community early 80s. Right. You know, I got to take that. You know? Exactly. So, and today, jumping fast forward to today, my old manager was Guy Oseary. So we talk. Guy Oseary manages Madonna and No Doubt right now. Right. So he told me to own the Latino market. So that's my vision. I actually have a party tonight to go to see one of the biggest Chicano rappers down the block. Right. So that's kind of like what's in my frame of mind. But I'm hip hop crazy. You know what I mean? Sure. I even got a R&B guy, Daniel Peters. He's a pop guy, and he's a musician, and he plays. So, and he has the hip hop underneath it. And the guys that roll with Prince, which are brothers of mine, little young Latino brothers, the Avila brothers, Bobby Ross and Izzy, we're gonna get together to do a record with Daniel and blow that out there. Bobby has a he's the one that got Janet Jackson her last deal. Right. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if you know who Ross is, but he's the one that basically makes it happen. He did Usher's, a lot of Usher stuff. So, you know, I'm excited right now. I'm in a space right now. There's a lot going on. Plus, we're working on Tookie Williams' nephew. He's Ice-T's protege. His name is Fetty DeMarco. He's from Imperial Courts and Watts. He's fire on the blue side. I mean, he's like that Tupac cat, but you know, no one's like Pac, but his influence is Pac. So he just writes. So we're getting his record ready for 2023. So that's Fetty DeMarco. You know, on that note, those are the two principals. We have other artists as well. M. Doc Taylor, we got Namek. Namek is a Latino. And we got Six Easy as well. So we got some stuff coming for you on Final Level Music, along with, like, I'm a celebrity correspondent. There's no title such as celebrity correspondent. So I'm a correspondent that's a celebrity. So my homeboy, Jerry Doby, he's a friend of mine. So and he told me, like, since I know everyone, you know, I've been around for a long time, and when they see me backstage or whatever, I'm talking to the Ice Cubes and Dr. Dre's, like, we're family. Friends, So what I do is basically, fortunately, we have camera phones now with high quality. So I tell my right-hand guy, pull it up, let's do a little testimonial on my guy for what I'm into right now. And it comes organic. It's just like a movie we created, Ice-T put together, called The Art of Rap. The Art of Rap has 50 influential DJs, and all of them are our friends. I'm talking Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Big Daddy Kane, Run, ND, MC, Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Who else? Dana Dane, Exhibit, and the list goes on. It's like 50 influential rappers that my job was to get the rappers together when on the West Coast, because the relationships that we have. I can call your Dr. Dre and say what's up, even though it's not one call. I got to call my man because he's one of the busiest guys in show business. You know what I mean? So, but I can get to them because we're friends, organic. So that's one of my strengths. So what I did is let people know, like, you know, you stay healthy, keep yourself clear, clean, your mind and everything, and you go around and don't look at nobody else's girl, their baby mama, their sister, or the producer they got on the side. Okay, now you're giving all secrets of what not to do. Yeah, don't double back on your people. Just love, man. Love is divine. Love and health is next to wealth, because if you don't have no health, you can't go to the bank, you can't talk to nobody, you be just deals. Messed up. Yeah, you can't seal no deals because you'll be mentally off, like a lot of these younger generation kids today. To me, they're chemically unbalanced right now, and we're living past them. They're checking out in their 20s because of what's going on in today's society within this music. So, you know, I'm here to tell you, like, it has to be a change. You got to make a change. And I was excited when they said it was about health and entertainment, because I'm an older cat, and I show. Although you don't look it. Thank you, man. I show online how I get down organically. Like, I'm at the gym, not trying to be, you know, I'm not trying to be the Hulk or nothing like that. Schwarzenegger. I'm just being consistent and showing them, like, yo, man, you should be able to look at your feet without your stomach in it. That's the best way that I can say it. And you should be able to walk down the block without breathing really hard. At 40 to 60. I was at the gym the other day talking to a man. He said he was 69. And he plays with 50-year-olds and older baseball, and blew my damn cap off. I said, I don't believe it, man. I'm honored to be talking to you. So take care of yourself. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, man. You know, health before wealth. Without health, you can't enjoy anything that you put together, and you can't enjoy your family as they grow. You can't see the seeds, your grandkids, and whatever grow. You be checked out already, and it be your fault. So you got to take care of yourself, man. Yeah. Now, I'm not no health guru either, but I know that, you know, if you put what you put in, you get out. Absolutely. So if you put bullshit in your system, you get it out. Get crap. You know, you put good stuff in your system. Go eat the gag in the bag. No respect to Jack in the Box. I used to do it back in the days of my party days. But now, once you do that, man, it gets stuck somewhere, man. And the doctor got to go look for it and throw things in here or in your ass. You know what I mean? They got to go figure it out so you see what's going on. So you're like, I got to keep it healthy. Yeah. Keep it clean. Let's unpack a few of those elements just so we don't lose them. First, in signing an artist, what are some of the kinds of things you look for, some of the kinds of things you want to see in new artists today? Well, me, I just like to see someone that's cool, someone that's not tainted for the business. Like, guys that come and think they're John Gotti in the intro, and I'm like, they never left the block. You know, I'm like, yo, that's not gonna work. You don't see that online. That's not how you live. And just be yourself. That'll work. If you're soft, it's cool, because people like soft people. If you're hard, it's cool, but learn how to direct it and listen to people, man. If you don't listen, you can't go nowhere. There was someone that did it before you, man. You know, there's somebody that did it before me. I'm still listening. I'm still a student to the craft. You can always learn. I mean, you can always learn. You can learn from the young guys. Sure. You know, so because there's new ways of doing it. So just listen, man. Pay attention. Be humble, man. If you're not humble, you stay with your unit. A unit we call is someone that just basically stiff-faced all day like this. You know what I mean? Like they got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, yo, constipated. Relax. Like, we having a good time right here. The image thing is like, it's cool, but that's the thing of the past. Yes, it's corny. I want to be able to go to Starbucks with you so we can chill out and nobody's seeing us like we're trying to high sign, like we got a big car, we're into a certain business that makes money. Just chilling, man. We're just people. Yeah, stay under the radar. I have to now because I'm an older cat. It's a young boy's game, but I hang out with them and they teach me how to stay relevant, and they teach me what's going on social media. It's unfortunate what's going on in today's generation, as I said before, because people are getting excited about people getting in trouble by the police, people getting RICO acts, like, you know, gang members, and they're doing the same thing, flashing the guns and the money and the cars. They're doing the same thing that the feds and the police are sitting down watching popcorn looking at y'all. And setting themselves up potentially. They setting themselves up, so, you know. So along those lines, what is some of the advice that you have for young kids? They may say, you know, hey, this is a crew, this is who I run with, this is what we do, this is what we were doing before, we were slinging, we were banging beforehand, and we can't change that look and feel just because now we're in music. What advice would you give them? Well, I give those, like, if you kind of keep yourself clean things happen to you and your crew and your team. First thing, like, would your crew stay around? You know what I mean? It's like, I had a crew, I still have a crew, But crews be falling off because when they see you elevate,
right.
Just see who's cheerleading for you in the room. Because I know a lot of cats. I know everybody actually, but I care about those that when they see me expressing myself about something that I'm excited about, that they're also excited. A lot of cats just want to know the relationships that I got and where am I going and how can I hook them up. They're not. Right. It's just not.
They don't really care about you.
Yeah, they don't care about the individual like me. And I'm not tripping because I've been around so long and I got a lot of love from a lot of people in my family. I was raised properly, you know what I mean? I was raised around the gangbangers and the hoodlums, but I love to entertain them through hip hop. I have a big voice and you can hear me, you know, today it doesn't matter how the voice sound. Back in the days you had to sound like Chuck D and
yeah,
Big Daddy
bring
Kane.
it large.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Ice,
exactly.
you know, those voices was large.
Right,
so
resonated.
Exactly. So we can hear our voice. You know, we don't know everything we want to learn, but you know, I like paying attention to stuff that can elevate myself and the individual that I'm hanging out with.
Right.
You
Teasing
know,
out some of the hate, like you said, I'm trying to replace it with love. What's the message you give to the community about hating on rappers or somebody who's done well and successful regardless of their field? Because too often it seems like, oh man, I'm gonna take them down.
Well, you know, as I said, when you're in the hood and you have a friend that blew up and stuff and y'all really didn't hang out, the dude in the hood will probably hate the dude that blew up in a sense because he really don't know him that much. He's trying to touch him and say, yo, I want you to kind of like give back or help out. He never talked to you when he was not in the, well, like when he was in the hood. So, you know, like my case, I know, as I said, I know all the worst guys and the best guys and I love them all. You know, I love them all because in the beginning I was straight. You know, I don't sell no drugs. I know the drug dealers, you know what I'm saying, and all that and what have you, but I just don't do that. I don't even talk the language and I'm familiar with what's going on, so I won't get caught up. I've been out here for a long time and it's so easy to get caught up. You can be caught up with the wrong person, just hanging out with somebody. They're talented as hell. You might be going to the market or something like that. They after him and then you get involved with the situation.
Exactly.
You might get capped if they're after him in that way. The police can be after him or the hood can be after him or a hood. So I just basically know who I'm hanging out with, not by looking at their Instagram, by knowing them.
Who they are.
Yeah, exactly. It's a spiritual connection versus just looking online to see who you're dealing with. You got to know who you dealing with, man. You know, just like you, we just met. We seemed like we knew each other for years.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so.
And then talking about that in terms of personality, a lot of people say, well, sometimes the industry promotes sort of more the violence and the negative side, and then people go trying to create or live that image and then potentially might die by that image. To what extent do you really want people to just be themselves and be true?
I'm having a problem now because I have a Mexican artist named Namek and he can out-rap
pretty much anybody.
A lot of people. He really get down, but he's not a gang member, but he looks like a gang member because his head is bald. He's bald-headed. So he has that persona, but breaking that is kind of complicated out here because everybody wants to see who you have beef with because they like hearing the arguments. It's like reality shows. Love Hip Hop came on. They would think all the sisters scrap with each other and pull hair out. It's not like that. That's just the inner city. You go to the suburbs, they got some different situations than down south. You know, but, you know, it's just all hype. They like the media. Look what's going on now. If you fight and have misunderstandings, any actors, that's the top story of today. Without top stories and hot topics and bad stuff happening, there'd be no news because they're not going to scream good news all day. That's what we're trying to do, put together, trying to fix the bad to the good, but it's complicated because we're fighting against the system.
And I guess that's the bigger question of how that system gets changed, because it seems like that's where the money's made. The money's made on the controversy, the drama.
So, well, you know, you change it, man. Nice. I do school tours, you know what I mean? I have kids, underage kids that I have to bring talent to through the schooltour.com. Chris Roker, Randy Hankins, and it's pretty dope. And I like doing that, you know? I did movie within the inner city in the worst parts of LA, and I happened to pull a movie through. It's called Catching Hell in the City of Angels. Like, not many people can go into the projects to interview people and get information about what's going on in their community. So I'm a liaison for that. You know, I get locations because of the relationships and my history. I can go in because I came to give. I'm giving, bringing resources to the inner city. Yeah, everybody else, when they take, but you know, I don't see a lot of these big cats putting basketball courts in the hood. I don't even see them doubling back, giving an event. So like Suge Knight did back in the days that he gave to the mothers on Mother's Day when they had the House of Blues on Sunday. He gave them performances and everything. So there's a lot of these cats that are not kicking back to the community, getting their money and running up on the hill.
Right.
And they still preaching that, you know, they down with the hood, that's cool and everything, but, you know, contributing off of your millions won't be a problem. Like, for instance, my man Dre. Right. Dre got a charter school in USC, and he told me that he was going to put a charter school, and it blew my hair back.
Wow.
Dre got a school, another a section in USC also, for a music division in there too. Him and Jimmy put together. Right. So, and then I heard in Leimert Park, Dre got something else going on over there too. So Dre's doing it really hard in regards to giving back, even though a lot of people don't recognize and don't see it because they don't really advertise that big. They advertise somebody dies,
negative, right? Somebody got killed,
jacked or something, or who's this and who,
right? So, absolutely.
You know, like Ice-T, he took Body Count on tour. He took us on tour. He didn't have to take us on tour back in the days. He told us it could just be him and Evil. Right. You know, when we get into our little problems, wanting to wrestle each other and fight, I was like, I'll send all of y'all home. Right. It just could be me and Evil. So he was looking out for us and looking out for his guys that basically, rather than them being in the hood, going to jail, he took them on the road and gave them jobs. Right. We need more of those. Yes. I don't hear too much of those stories. I hear of crews getting together and they breaking up and dissing each other. Right. And that's back in the days. Today, I just hear them killing each other. Right. Not cool, bro. No, totally agree. So I hope I could change that with the new acts that I got by talking to them. We can't talk to them too nicely because they don't understand nice talk. Right. They understand what they understand, so it got to be from the ground. Right. And talk to them in that fashion so they can get it. You know? Right.
Last question, what makes you happy? Sort of what motivates you each day to get up and stay positive, stay in the game, and continue to stay active after all these years?
Health. I get my butt up 5 a.m, man. I don't know how I do it. I make 5-10 phone calls, East Coast 3 hours ahead, and by 7 o'clock, my butt's in the gym. By 9, I'm out by showing example to my friends and artists that's under me that, yo, you can do it. I'm way older than you. I got it cracking. Right. You know, so health is the most important thing. Without health, I can't even get out of bed. I know a lot of people that are sick because I was screaming to them like, yo, you might want to take care of yourself and stuff. And we're older now, and people getting their toe amputated, you know, pacemakers in their heart, and these are family members. Right. You know, so it kind of hurts, but you know, I've been preaching that for a long time. When I see somebody older getting sick when I was younger, sitting by moms and stuff, I'm the one that act like they was talking to me. So I went on having less sugar, less salt, so I can live a lot longer, like where I'm at right now. You know, so I paid attention when I was younger because I wanted to live as long as possible. You know, heaven is good, but I don't know what that is. I'll figure that out, you know, hopefully when you get there, you get that all the time. I'm trying to reach 100 years old like my auntie, you know what I mean? So, exactly. That's what I'm doing.
I love it. You heard it here yourself from the boy. I mean, he is our man, Hen Gee, CEO Next Level, talking about Final Level music, how health is really so important, and you just can't have too much of it. I mean, the bottom line is, and he tried to keep it really simple. Not too much salt, not too much sugar. Get up early, get yourself to the gym, take care of yourself, and make sure that you really have a purpose for living that makes you happy. And in order to really do that, you have to take care of yourself. With your health, you'll definitely have wealth. Man, thanks. You're just dropping knowledge upon knowledge.
Oh, man, just let them know, man, especially the ladies, like, if you don't drink a lot of water and take care of yourself, your hair will fall off. So putting the fake hair and all that, you know, I understand that to look good, but if you're natural with it, more natural things that just come out of your system, you know what I mean? When you drink a lot of water, you sweat it back out, your pores open, you clear. Drink a lot of soda and liquor and stuff like that. No offense for your celebrators and all that, but it's different. Water, when you put it in, it comes out, you sweat it out when you're working out. You see how cleansed you feel. And I'm not a doctor. This is the doctor
right but I love it. But I mean, that's why we need to hear it from you, because not only are you talking about it, but you do it. And you live by the example. And you're right. Keep it simple. Clean stuff in, clean stuff out. I like it.
Yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate the invite, man. Much love. Definitely. I'll tell everybody.
Sure. No, absolutely. Stay in touch. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you. Find me, HenGee Garcia. HenGee Garcia in the World Wide Web. One of the tightest shows right here, y'all. Peace for 23.
Thanks so much. We need more of that, don't we? Thank you. Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis.